Hello, my name is Travis Pullen, and this tutorial will cover entering your data for compensation via online. To do this, from your home page, you're going to get a list of all of the properties that you manage. For many of you, you only manage one hotel, so only one would be listed here. And we're going to select the property for which we want to enter our comp data for. So under Enter Comp Data, I'll click this link for this Test Richmond property, Enter Data. And we can either select Online or Excel. So this tutorial will focus on uploading data online, so I will click Online. And that will give us a list of all of the job titles. We can sort the job titles by their ID number or any of the other headers. So, for example, if we wanted to submit data for accounts payable clerk, I will click Submit. And then for accounts payable clerk, we need to enter in all the data for those required fields denoted with a red asterisk. How would you like to submit the data? Annually, hourly, monthly. Accounting clerk is probably an hourly employee, so I'll select hourly. Number of incumbents for this position. Their average base pay. And if you have a question about what any of these metrics represent, if you hover your cursor over the question mark next to it, we'll get a definition. So for average base pay, enter the average, which is the sum of all the salaries or wages divided by the number of employees in a given position. So I'll put in their average base pay. The start rate in terms of what you would hire someone at. If they receive a probationary adjustment after 30 or 60 or 90 days, you would enter it in terms of what that is. So, for example, if they received a 50-cent increase after the probationary adjustment, we would click that in. If they're eligible for a bonus, commission, or tip. For this position, probably not, so I'll put in no. The lowest paid employee base pay and the highest, whether they're exempt or non-exempt from overtime, and how they receive a pay increase. And whether or not this job is unionized. So we'll put in no. And then once we complete entering the data, we'll click Save. It says Position Saved Successfully, and I'll click OK. And then we could, when we get to the list of job titles, it shows us the last time that we updated this position with a date and time stamp. And then we could go and submit data for the next job title that we want to have access to. Once we enter in the information, then we can run a report for that job title immediately. It's instantaneous. Thank you for joining me. This concludes our tutorial on how to upload your compensation data online.